Here we go, 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 here we go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the blockchain backer bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Happy Friday! Man, I thought I'd just come on here and hang out with you guys on a Friday because I'm gonna take a weekend off, man. It has been a grind through this. It has been like one of the most exciting times in crypto and the XRP price chart for quite a while, and I thought, man, I think it's gonna kind of like stay flat in this range for a couple of days. So I figured I'll just get some rest. But how you guys doing? I see you guys pouring into the chat. Obviously, today's been a little bit of a red day, right? I see that. Hey, man, you should consider starting the stream in a few minutes earlier than you get here. I always miss the here we go. Yeah, you got to catch that on the replay. So I'm sure a lot of people listen to the replay when this thing gets put out there thinking, oh, where's the content, man? There's not going to be anything crazy in here. This is really just going to be a hangout. Say what's up. I know a lot of people have subscribed to this channel lately. It's been absolutely incredible. And I think they're kind of used to everyday content, and that's not usually how it is. It is usually Monday through Friday, taking the weekends off unless there's anything crazy. But if you caught today's video, and really anything throughout this week, we're really just stuck in this range. And that can be confusing for a lot of people why things were so exciting and now why things have calmed down. But really, we're only like 10 days into this whole going sideways stuff. And boy, we've witnessed much, much worse in here. Let me see how many days this is. Yeah, we're on day 10, day 11 of going flat. I think our last one was 90 days. I don't think we're going to take nearly that long this time. My expectations is once we get back down in here, if we do get back down in here, that we'll turn our way up. Holy cow, Jeff. Jeez, man. Holy cow. Thank you, man. Oh my goodness. Holy cow, Jeff. You are rocking, brother. Thanks, man. Holy cow. Coming in hot right in the beginning, man. Jeez, thanks. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't know why I did it in opposite order there. Andrew, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Good, you're getting your sleep. Time is off. Time off is good. I have hit my sleep goal every day for the last 4 days. It has been incredible. But what you guys don't know is I get up at over the last 2 weeks, two and a half, 3 weeks. I get up sometimes at 2 in the morning. I'll get up at 4 o'clock in the morning all the time. If I get up late, it's at 5 a.m. And then I'm up on here grinding away at this stuff trying to get the content out. Because I know a lot of people want to see this stuff early in the morning, and whatever's happened over the night, there's a lot that could have happened over the night. So then I try to get it out for you guys early in the morning. But I'm gonna sleep until like 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Oh my gosh, Brandon, what's going on, man? Oh, thank you, sir. Hey, BC, thanks for your hard work. We've all been conditioned to weather the low, so bring it on. Figure out the name for the new pup. No, and we were supposed to vote on that during the last live stream, but we never ended up doing it. I mean, did we just call him Barker 2.0? I don't know. Danny, what part of the country are you from? I don't know. I keep that pretty private, man. One day it'll come out. I mean, I'm not worried about it, but middle America. Live in the United States. But thank you, Danny. But yeah, guys, y'all just pouring in. Well, that gives it a little bit of away. This is just going to be a hangout stream. If you guys have questions, I know it's been such a long week. I've been going at this for 16 days, and I'm going to take a couple of days off. So I just wanted to answer any questions that you guys have. In my opinion of what's going to be happening here, unless something really wild happens, where just some Lambo candle comes out of nowhere, my expectations are us just to kind of stay flat in this area, bouncing around in here throughout the weekend. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to take a couple of days off and going at it for 16 days straight, waking up super early to do all this stuff. And a lot of people have subscribed to this channel. It's been absolutely incredible, the growth that this channel has experienced over the last few weeks. And I think a lot of people may have gotten conditioned to everyday content. And usually this is a Monday through Friday channel. But it's been so incredibly busy with the prices and with the action and with the charts that it's been a everyday thing. And we finally have some cooling off. And this is a point where I feel comfortable that nothing crazy will happen throughout the weekend. If it does, of course, I'll be back. But my expectations are that we'll just kind of stay in here for a couple of days. But taken 2810 super chat. Do you think we'll get lucky and drop below 40 cents? 40? I don't know about 40. I mean, you know, your big support system is going to come in right in here. This is where all your support's going to be, right in there. If you get a flash wick in there and you're able to grab it, you're probably pretty lucky. My expectations are it won't get down in there. Anything can happen in this market, but my expectations are below 40. If I had to guess, no, no. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, taken. Hiya Falcor with super chat. I've been looking at charts. DM'd you. Okay, I have to check. I get a lot of DMs. It's hard to check them all. And I'm grateful for that problem. But I keep getting the next move at all-time high with correction to 50% retracement. Could you go back over your rationale for the next move to $2? We're looking at charts, but I keep getting the next move at all-time high with a correction to 50% retracement. Could you back over your rationale on the next move to $2? Yeah, I'll probably cover that throughout the stream. I'll have to check on it in just a second. I'm having a confusing time. I'm looking at the charts, but I keep getting the next move at all-time high with correction to 50% retracement. I'm not sure what you're saying by that, or that your expectation is that we go to a 50% retracement. Here, we're on the right chart. Let's take a look at it. So are you saying, I'm not sure if you're saying, let's see here, that your expectation is for us to go to 50% retracement, or if your expectation is to go to all-time high and then pull back to 50% retracement. So I've done quite a few videos on why expecting it to go to $2, and I'm sure I'll get to that in just a second. But we've got, let's pretend that we were living in 2017, which we have been, by the way. This whole thing, every single thing for the last year and a half has been identical to what occurred back in 2017 before XRP took off. And if we measure moves out for how far this move would take us, it's going to get us right up there into close to $2. Will it overshoot it? We keep experiencing overshots. So I keep calling it $2, but I've gone into detail on several videos showing $1.87 to a little over 2. So it's really a region. And both these last moves, these both went beyond my expectations of how high they would go. So for example, my expectation here was 65 cents is what we were looking for the next move up. You can see we got above 65 clearly. And then on this move, when we were down here, my expectation was for us to get to 28, and we overshot it. So I could be off by a little bit, could shoot up a little bit higher, but I think a minimum $1.87 for the next move, and that would be in line with what we've seen in 2017. Man, I'm falling behind. Let me get back here. Hold up. But thank you, Hiya Falcor. JP Scout with the super chat. BCB, love the online course. When the time comes to sell 65% into Bitcoin or USD, do you hope for the top and sell all at 65 at once, or will you break it down into smaller chunks between 10 and 15? Smaller chunks. It's how I always do things. I never do anything all at once. I'm always little pieces at a time. So I'll have a specific amount that I'm going to do, whether that's when I'm buying or if I'm going to be selling, it's going to be chunks. So anybody who's been with this channel for a while, when we watched the accumulation that took place in here is done in 4 buys. The accumulation that was done right in here was done with 4 buys. And because I'm always willing to accept that I can be wrong by a little bit or by some. So I don't ever take the full gamble. I can get the idea of the zone where it's going to be at, and then that's usually I'll start taking stabs. So chunks. But thank you, JP. Bilal Ahmed, wow. Thank you. Round of pizzas on me for your rest weekend. Also, did you see what I just did there? Happy Friday, brother. Oh, I'm missing it. I'm missing some type of joke. Round of pizzas on me for your rest weekend. Also, did you see what I did just there? 45.72. What am I missing? Thanks, man. I don't get it, but thanks, man. I appreciate it. Fernando Diaz, super chat. Thank you so much. I've been a hodler since February and I want to start trading for fun with a small bag. What sources, books, or websites do you recommend to start learning TA? I don't have any resources for you. The things that I did was just following other people who don't really, finding people who consistently were getting things correct. And a lot of times you'll find they're still getting things wrong, but taking pieces of it and figuring out which tools have reactions. So, like in my course, I talk about it all the time or I talk about it in there that every chart's going to behave differently. So, you can't just apply the exact same thing to every single chart in the world. If Fibonacci retracements, if you live and breathe in a particular chart, you will find that they have a tendency to react to specific levels. XRP notoriously reacts to 50%. It is incredible how often it reacts to 50%. So as for choosing, I don't know. I have to think about that. I don't know. I have to think about what resources to send you. And truthfully, the School of Hard Knocks will teach you. The School of Learning Mistakes. And the reason why I always am talking about emotions is that's where most people make all their mistakes. That's it. It is simply every single person knows buy low, sell high. Every single person, but they don't do it. I mean, a lot of people do now. A lot of people do, but it's always going to be a problem. And every time someone new runs into this market, it's going to be the same thing over and over again. Brand new. Oh, I'm excited. What's this? Let me buy this big green candle, right? And then the big red one will come after. But thank you, Fernando. XRP Lou with the super chat. Thank you so much. Enrico Popowski with the super chat. Hi, backer. And by the way, XRP Lou, send a message, man. What's up? Enrico Popowski with the super chat. Hi, backer. Follower since 17 cents. Hart, do you think that in the case of a single alt season that plus 50 will never be reached? And how do you feel about 200 plus? Yeah, so if there's only one alt season, my expectations is that $10 to $13 if there's only one alt season. How do I feel about 200 plus? I can never make $200 work no matter what. If we ever got to 100, I would be 100% out. So if 200 happened, I'd miss the boat. Frank, but thank you, Enrico. Frank Cavigia. Oh, why did I even try that? Thank you, Frank to the moon. Thanks for the super chat. Coda Need with the super chat. Thank you. Alex D Vlogs. BC Backer XRP for life. Thank you. And then Haya Falcor again. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, I was saying 384 correcting to $1.80 based on last fract on what happened in 2017. Let's go in here. So you're saying based off of it getting rejected off the high over here, correct? And then pulling back to the 50%, right? So we have a different structure going on here in regards to the retracement here. So you could see that the market had fallen and then it had a really big retracement, then a reconsolidation, and then a breakout, and then a back test of this level. So right over here. My expectation is that we will have a correction of this magnitude, but I believe it will come from $2 and it will come down to there, that one right there. Because in my opinion, this moment right here is this moment right here. And I know they look very different, but the timing of when they occurred leads me to believe they're the same. This is the moment, right? This is the rally, the firing up that occurred right before Bitcoin capitulated back in 2018, as is this. And my measurements all tell me we get up above here. I don't believe we make it to all-time high. I believe we make it to about $2. So you see a big old breakout to $2 or whatever, and then yeah, we see a big old correction, but I think it comes from two. We'll have to see how it goes, but that's my expectation. And thank you. There we go. Rob Willix. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for all the work you do every day for greeting us for us. Greetings from the Netherlands. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you for all your support. I really appreciate it. Mark Clark with super chat. Thank you, Mark. Just a quick one, bro. What are your thoughts on the XRP burn? If we burn XRP, the price should increase, right? Which will force us to sell because of the interesting gains. Banks and rich people buy it. I don't even know if there's such. I mean, I see that floating all around Twitter today. I try not to get caught up in that. I usually let those things settle down and then, figure out if there's any validity to any of that stuff. So as of right now, if it's just a Twitter rumor, if there's a major article about it, I don't even know about it right now. I usually let those things settle down when people's emotions are all hot about that kind of stuff, and I don't even know if there's any validity to it whatsoever. Um, but you could say that if we burn XRP, the price should increase, right? That's a kind of a question in the beginning, first half of that. That did not happen for Stellar Lumens when they did it. They burned like half, and that did not occur. It did cause a FOMO pump for like a day or two, but in the long term, it did not affect it. The price still continued to move to the downside at that point. So, and they burned a lot. They burned like half. And then, hi, Falcor. What a boss. Thanks so much for taking the time. No problem, man. Thank you. Thank you. Atlantic City Theater Company with the super chat. Thank you. Hey BCB, do you predict you will run into any issues selling near the top? If not, how do you ensure your orders get filled during the craziness, trading platform, etc.? Thanks, BCB. Okay, so I think we all got a really good lesson of what occurred here recently, right? Especially over here, over on Coinbase, right? There was not much time to get rid of that, right? You would have had to have been staring at the charts, and this was also in the middle of the night. If you lived in the United States, this most likely occurred while you were sleeping, or if you were having a hard time sleeping because it was crazy. I think this was like midnight on the East Coast, 9 p.m. on the West Coast. So would you have been awake to get something like that? And it's kind of a good lesson to learn, right? Depending on what exchange you use, probably setting some type of limit order is going to be the right thing. And I'll tell you, I do plan on doing that when the time comes and we start approaching, right? I store a lot of my stuff on, cold storage. But when we start getting closer and I have to start moving my stuff to the exchanges, I'll be setting limit orders at the places where I plan on letting things go, because we can see when things are moving really fast up here and FOMO is crazy and it's just the order book's starting getting thin. It can happen really fast. So setting limit orders will be important. And I'll update more on that as we get closer. We're just nowhere near my sell targets, so I just haven't even started, doing that. But in the back of my mind, I already know for certain limit orders are going to be necessary for me, because we can see how big these percentages are right here. And you'd pretty much this all happened in a matter of 3 hours, right? Look at how big of a difference that makes right there at the very end, whether you were the person selling down here or up here. And would you really have, you'd have to be staring at the chart constantly to get rid of it at that time. So limit orders will be necessary for me. So that's my plan. Otherwise, no, I don't think they'll be. And also this too, right? Anybody who likes Coinbase, right? You guys know what happens with Coinbase when things get crazy. If you're wanting to do market orders and you want to actually hit sell, how do you not? How do you know that it's not gonna, do what it's always done, go down? Learning how to use Coinbase Pro, which is pro.coinbase.com, and setting limit orders in there, important. So thank you, Atlantic City Theater Company. The Arizona Report trademark. Super chatted. Thank you. Your TA is amazing. Learning from every video. Thank you, BCB. Oh, thank you so much. I try to, explain things in a teachable way when I do this stuff, except today. Welcome to the Thunderdome, right? 2 men enter, 1 man leaves. But yeah, I try to teach everything that when I'm doing it. Because what I don't want is this is not a trade call channel. This is not a, I'm going to tell you where I think the levels are going to hold. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to hold. And in the end, it's not a trade channel or a call channel. So everything I'm doing on here, I'm not trying to hide the secrets from you of what I'm doing to make it seem like there's some secret sauce to me. I try to my channel, I'm really trying to teach it to you so that way you can go do this stuff yourself. You can see it for yourself. You can do your own research. You can see if you can find any validity to the things that I'm saying. And then, hey, you make your own decisions. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to teach it as I go. So thank you very much. The Arizona Report trademark. Benoit super chatted. Is BG123 Santa Claus for adults? Are you a fan? I just want to say I got rich off a magical internet bear. Uh, am I a fan of Bearable Guy 123? Ah, I'm not into that riddle stuff. I'm just not into it. But yeah. Thanks, Benoit. I appreciate it. Steve Stamey has super chatted. Does backtest gap at the wick or candle close? It could be tricky. So I mean, especially when we go to different time frames. So in the end, where exactly the backtest is, I don't know, but I would say it has to be anywhere in there. So where the specific wick will take it down into, I don't know. But if you're asking if this needs to be a candle close into the backtest, no, it does not. It just needs to reach down and offer the pricing in there. And then let's see. And thank you, Steve. Preston with the super chat. Does this consolidation period affect the timing of XRP going to $2? As in, will we see it mid 2021 instead of December, early January? No, I don't. Well, first of all, like I always say, timing. The only people predicting time are riddlers, and they're 100% wrong. I don't know how. I don't know how you can keep predicting time like that. It's insane to me. And then then you hide behind your riddle, right? You hide behind your riddle and said, "Oh no, you just deciphered it incorrectly." Why? I don't get it. But predicting time is impossible. I've never seen anybody be able to do it. I can't do it. The only thing we can wait on is, when I look at things from a structural standpoint, I look at them and say, how have I seen these things play out in the past? And just from a physical drawing, I mean, the timing looks good, right? I mean, you see something like that, and that's what I usually see. That looks about right. That takes us out to mid-December before we start taking this out. Is that timing prediction going to be right? No, this is just based on structures I've seen in the past, and what it would look like is that, yeah, sorry, my mouse got caught a little bit there. It's kind of squiggly. Is that, here's how these things can always play out too. They can always play out like this too, and then still it gets you out there to mid-December. From a structural standpoint, that looks about right. But I'm not going to make a time prediction on it. Um, I'm just entertaining the idea of what that would look like. It looks fine to me. I don't see anything with any of this causing major delays. But I do have to say this: I never in my wildest dreams thought this would take as long as it did. This was grueling. This was grueling. Oh wow, 110 days between that peak and that breakout. That took 110. One thing though is that when we were doing this, my expectation was that it would take 2 weeks. Is all I thought it would take for us to get down to 22 and a half cents. It took 53 days for us to get all the way down to 22 and a half cents. In the end, the expectation over here has been that we would come back down to touch this level back down in here, right? Well, look at that. We got it relatively quick, and things are happening much faster. So, can I tell you with certainty that things are going to happen faster? No. But do they look like they are? Absolutely. They look like they're happening way faster than they did previously. So, that's exciting. Hope that helps. XRP with the super chat again with no message again. Thank you. Adrian asks super chat, in your opinion, what percentage of XRP do you need to accumulate to see happy days? What percentage of XRP do you need to accumulate to see happy days? I don't know what that means by percentage. Do you mean? I think you meant quantity. And if the question is quantity, it just depends on your situation. If you're living in a cardboard box in an alley, then you probably don't need many to get to happy days and start living in a hotel room. But if you're living in like a 2,000 square foot house and you're wanting to live in a 10,000 square foot house, you probably need a whole lot more than that, guy. So it's all relative to your situation, right? But thank you, Adrian. So I don't know. I think that was your question, but if the question is how many do I need to have happy days, it's totally just relevant to your situation and what would make you happy. Figure out the quantity, figure out the price you'd sell it at, and say, there we go. But thank you, Adrian. Chris Feltz super chatted. Hope you and the family have a great holiday. 4.5 years sober myself and love the XRP community. Thanks for all the hard work. Congratulations on the 4 years. You're well beyond. Yeah, it's always a work in progress, but you're well beyond the that first year, right? That's the rough one. That's the weird one. First year or two. That Asian guy with the super chat. Thank you so much. Gemini Viking, anything we need to do after winning big? Gemini Viking, thank you for the super chat. I don't know how to answer that question. Anything we need to know or do after winning big? Probably how to pay your taxes. Probably need to figure out that one. But thank you, Gemini. Wesley, super chatted. Thank you. I never believed in TA, but your analysis has now convinced me to a point. Yeah, no, I've always laughed at I think TA gets a bad rep because there's so many people who get it wrong, and I'm not going to sit here and say I don't get it wrong. Sometimes I do, um, but there's more wrong than there is right, so that's why it really gets a bad rep. But it just depends on how you're looking at it. And it's been working out well. It's been pretty amazing. I think once you really understand those Fibonacci's and you see those things react, you start saying, okay, wait a minute. That whole idea of TA doesn't work is out the window once you start seeing how Fibonacci's react and retracements react. Like, we'll do this one. Hold on. This is the Dow Jones Industrial Average measured in silver. Okay, so instead of measuring the Dow Jones in dollars, we're going to measure it in silver today. And recently, over here on September 4th, mid-September 2018, well, the Dow Jones had a retracement rally after crashing versus silver, versus real money, from all of 2001 through 2011. I bet you didn't know that the Dow Jones was actually in a crash for 10 years versus the money that we used to use. But then from 2011 all the way through 2018, it had a retracement. And look where that retracement took it to, right on the button of 702 Fibonacci retracement. And if you don't know what that is, and you haven't been around this channel, if you've seen my intro, the guy, me holding the arrow, and then you watch him blast through 702 because it's such a massive resistance, and we see it happen all the time. And this one is just one of those ones that blows my mind to watch the actual Dow Jones measured in silver get completely decimated by the 702 Fibonacci retracement. And if you really start looking around charts throughout everywhere. Bitcoin, when Bitcoin popped, when gold pops, when all kinds of things, and seeing these Fibonacci retracements work, then you start really believing in TA. And for me, even I have a hard time moving averages. They're so wishy-washy. Going with patterns. Oh, it could be so wishy-washy. Going with Bollinger Bands, whatever it is. Even relative strength index. I do like the relative strength index, but it takes a little bit of guesswork to it. A little bit. You have to kind of pinpoint and say, you know what, we're seeing the bearish divergence, we're seeing the bullish divergence. I'm going to take a shot at it because I'm going to expect it to go. But when you have these Fibonacci's, you just don't even have to do any guesswork. It's just, well, it's either going to get rejected from here or it's not. Makes it real easy, and then you have all your different price levels. So it just, I think people make it really over confusing, and it doesn't have to be. And I think that's kind of what I try to bring. I try to bring kind of the simplicity aspect of it. And when you really do kind of dumb it down and make it real simple, you can kind of see it work. But thank you, Wesley. John Rass, should I buy? And then laughing. I think I still got 5 of those in today's video, but I don't know if they were trolls or trolls doing it or people just, it's not even trolling, right? It's just being goofy. There's a difference between trolls and people being goofy. And if you're just tuning in here, because wow, I just see there's a ton of people here, and I have not asked any of you to like this live stream. Please like this live stream. Please give it a thumbs up. That we're just hanging out today. I'm going to be taking the weekend off. I've been going at it for 16 days over here. Um, and normally this is a Monday through Friday channel, but it's been such incredible price action recently that, oh, I need to get off this one, right? We need to get back over to XRP. Come on. It's been such exciting price action that I've been getting up at 2 a.m. sometimes, getting up at 4 a.m. Most days, and then if I'm feeling lazy that day, getting up at like 5:30 to get videos processed. You may have noticed this week too, my videos came out a little bit later than usual because this is normal. This is normal, and that's my normal release time. But because kids are back in school, and like as a dad, it's my responsibility to brush kids' teeth and brush my little girl's hair and do the ponytail thing and walk to school and all that good stuff. So I have to do that stuff in the morning. But last week was amazing because there was no school, right? We had Thanksgiving break. So I was able to get up and just get straight at it. Um, but this weekend, I think it's time to finally take a break. I think we're going to consolidate in this region throughout the weekend. I don't think we're going to see anything too crazy. If we do see something crazy, I'll be back. But otherwise, just taking a few days off. And I just wanted to hang out with you guys before I do. So, John Rash, should I buy? I'm going to assume that's totally a joke. If it's not a joke, you got to make that decision for yourself, buddy. Watch my videos, do your own research, and then make your own decisions. Kevin Pierda. I'm falling behind, aren't I? All right, Kevin Pierda, super chat. But thank you, John. Kevin, are we going to 48 cents? It looks likely. It looks likely. We'll see, though, right? So we look back over here. Here was this level that we broke through. If that one was going to hold, you would think we wouldn't have gotten through it. So it's looking a lot more likely. If you watch today's video showing you the structure of this, when you go parabolic, like we did, you usually have a crash, retrace, pull back, reconsolidate, and then off you go. So most likely that it is going to head down to those levels. Now, here's the danger of this point right now. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you it is with certainty. What happens a lot of times, especially I have to remember this, is that at this point, there's a lot of emotional people right now. You're down, if people who are accumulating up in here, people who were accumulating up in here, down 25%. Sometimes they are getting to a breaking point at this point, and they say, I don't want to take any more pain. And they're going to try to sell to try to make that kind of trade. They're going to sell out right here to try to catch that one. That's dangerous. I'd never do anything like that. It's up to you on what you want to do. But no guarantee will come down here. Does it seem the most likely to me? Yeah, it seems the most likely. So thank you, Kevin. AM Colin, super chat, keep hearing you're from the future. I need to know your portal to the future is. Thanks for all of the daily TAs. I open the portal every day on my channel, show you guys how to access it. But thank you. I appreciate it, AM Colin. Turd Ferguson, you got me. You got me. Super chatted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Geostone with the super chat. Thanks for the XRP breakdown from Melbourne, Australia. Awesome. Very cool. Opposite side of the world entirely from me. Like right now, it's winter here, and it's mid-afternoon. So for you, it's the middle of the night and it's the summer. That's amazing. Thank you. AK has super chatted. Thank you very much. Awesome videos, BCB. Big fan. Question: if I had to make an educated guess, what time frames do you estimate XRP at $2, $3, $5, spring, summer? Just trying to figure out when I can quit my day job. Haha. Yeah, we all want that, right? So here's the deal. I mean, time's impossible to predict. The only thing we have really for time right now is 2021 looks ridiculously optimistic. Is it going to be the beginning of 2021? Is it going to be late 2021? If we're going just based on 4-year cycles of what happens in cryptocurrency, what happens with the Bitcoin block reward halving and all that good stuff, we're coming up on the big year, right? Is it a month away? Is it 4 months away? Is it 6 months? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I know everybody wants to know the exact time. When moon? I mean, it's a elegantly phrased when moon question right there, but I don't have the answer for you. Notorious XRP. I'm sorry I'm minutes late on these guys, but thank you, AK. I appreciate it. Sorry I can't give you a time. When to quit your day job, man, one day. Notorious XRP, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. You've been here all the time. I appreciate it, man. Big Toe, super chat. I know you don't get financial advice, but if you had just discovered XRP and analyzed the historical data, would you buy in at the current price? Man, you guys know how to elegantly phrase questions. Say, would you buy right now? Everybody's different, and it just depends on what you can handle and what your time frame is like. It just depends on what your time frame is like. I try not to answer that. I just try to present everything on this channel. You've seen everything that I've said on here. You'd make your own decision. You take everything I say to see, do your own research, and then figure it out. Is what can you handle, right? This stuff doesn't bother me. I mean, I can't answer that. Because people will hold it to me. They'll say, "No, you said this. You said this." But it's getting attractive. I could say that. It's getting attractive. Yep. But thank you, Big Toe. Thermal gaming. How should we get the Spark airdrop? Cold storage? Yeah, so next week we'll have to start getting ready for that, right? So it depends on crypto future millionaires. What's going on? I see you. As for Spark, I'm gonna wait till next week and just see. I know most exchanges are starting to open up to it. Buying a couple of, I think most exchanges are at this point. I think everybody's just kind of waiting on Coinbase at this point if they're going to do it or not. If they're not, then the ledger route seems like it's going to have to be the way for a lot of people. Um, but we'll see. Next week, I will address it next week, and I won't do it on the last day. I'll give a few days before to say how I'm doing it, if I'm doing it. And I have had people ask me if XRP goes to $10 to $13 before December 12th, would I say forget about the Spark airdrop and still do exactly what I planned? And you bet I would. So airdrops, I've been around the block in 2017. There was airdrops all the time. I'm very biased towards them with a pessimistic view. So free money, how much value does free money have? Why does it have to be delayed release? All that stuff. And I get it. A lot of people be like, why aren't you hyping it? Because it's an airdrop. It's an airdrop. So we'll see. We'll see. I can promise we're not all going to get rich from Spark. If we all end up with $5 worth, I think that would be the biggest success. We'll see. You're probably going to get as rich as anybody who let BitTrue access their Twitter page so they could roll the dice at BitTrue. That's probably how rich you're going to get from the Spark airdrop. All right, I'll stop. Maverick K, super chat. That'll give me so many thumbs down. Maverick K, thank you for the super chat. I've accumulated for the last 2 years with very low average. Below 50 would still be nice. Add if you had money to invest? Question mark. It's another like elegantly phrased. Should I buy right now or below 50 cents? You have to do what you got to do. I can't answer it for you, Marvin. No, Maverick. But thank you, Thermal Gaming. Thank you, Maverick. You guys watch my videos. I've showed you what I see, and go try the same stuff yourself. See what you see. I use this stuff on TradingView. TradingView is free. I don't have any affiliation with TradingView whatsoever. This is where I do all my charting at. But yeah, I have no idea how many thumbs down I got from that. So let's try to offset that. Can you guys give me some thumbs up? Just please give this live stream a thumbs up. But thank you, Maverick. Shannon Miller has super chatted. Think it will drop under 50 before it goes back up. Another one. Another one. Uh, this is the most likely, in my opinion, zone that it's going to. So I've been keep hinting at that. That seems the most likely. Between 45 and 49 seems the most likely because there's a gap down there. There you go. Philip just gave a fat like. Thank you. So there we go. James. Hey, blockchain backer. Thanks for the great TA. And also, did the original blockchain barker have hip dysplasia? I don't know if he had hip dysplasia or if he was diagnosed with it, but he did have he was how old was he? Was he 12? Jeez, it feels like forever ago. That was a weird time in life. That was when all of this was going on. All that stuff with BC Barker, that was all happening in the midst of this. Boy, that was a rough time. He did walk with his back hip was pretty rough. He was a large dog. He was a 90-pound dog. So had a rough hip. We had him on all kinds of, like, not all kinds of stuff, but he's take like a fish oil pill and whatever it is that they told us to give him because of his old age and his old hips. But what ended up happening with his front arm was that he just kind of lost control of that arm. And you know the story. So, but I haven't given you guys much updates on the new guy. The new guy, like, he's nuts. Uh, he eats everything. It's like constantly chasing him to make sure he's not going to the bathroom anywhere. And he's even barking in the background right now. Rap, rap, rap. But yeah, BC Barker 2.0 or Barker 2.0, right? Yeah, I mean, that's all I can go with, right? It's all I can think of right now. So let me move back. So, but James, thank you for the super chat. Lucas for the super chat. Hey BCB, love your TA and videos. What do you think about ADA? What does TA say? Maybe I'll make a video going into a lot of that stuff, but with ADA, so I do own Cardano. We'll see. We'll see. It looks bullish. It looks bullish. I'm not going to dive into. For me to. I don't want to do like live analysis on that. I'd rather do it timed. Have my own time to really work it out before I give a real opinion on things like that. Things you may not know when huge price action comes out. I don't really like to dive into it. I like to let things settle for a minute and then figure it out. But with ADA, I don't really want to do it live here. But maybe one day I'll release something with just altcoins. I don't know. So many people do that where they just jump around all over the place. But I own ADA. I own a pretty decent sized bag of it. Nowhere near what my XRP bag is like, but enough to say it's a decent amount. So I'm bullish on Cardano, and I'll hold that bag until all-time highs for sure. So I hope that answers it. But thank you, Lucas. Why did let me see, oh, there we go. Oh, Andrew. Sorry, Andrew. Handelsman with, yeah, I got an easy one. How's BC Barker too, right? I answered that, but I forgot. I missed your name because it was like bleeding into another question I was just answering. Andrew, thank you very much. And James, thank you very much. And Lucas, thank you. Tom Davis, I have a very detailed exit plan, and part of it, released 20% at $5. Is this too much too early as target is 1013? By the way, you're awesome. Man, everybody's exit plan is unique, right? So for me, I'm going for the most that I can get. But everybody's situation is going to be completely different, right? Everybody is going to be like, dude, I was in this thing for way too long and I need to realize some type of gains. I need something because it might get too stressful. And I have maybe thinking I have a specific target. I've got to take some off the table. It doesn't matter to me about making the absolute most at the very end. I just need to take some off the table to reduce my stress levels. And whoa, do I respect that. For anybody wanting to do something like that, taking some off the table to just feel okay and to realize something, by all means, go for it. Um, your exit may be different than mine. Mine is totally technical, precision. I think Kevin Cage said, I loved it, the 702 sniper. It's just going to be about sniping particular points. But for everybody, that may not be realistic or something they feel like even doing. And I think anybody wanting to take anything at any point is great. I think the dangers is when people take it off the table, then it does something different, then they change their mind and they do something else, and then they change their mind again. That's when things start getting dangerous. But taking some off the table at a target that you've set a long time ago, man, by all means, go for it. Do whatever you want. What do you mean by gap? But thank you, Tom. Roger Little, what do you mean by gap? Can you explain what a gap is? So a gap's going to be where a price breaks up or breaks down and does not back test that level. You'll usually see those areas come back to get tested. So I'll take everything off the screen here. You could see that we had a breakout to the upside right here, but you see how there was never any type of back test. We also had one right here, but we especially have this one right in here, and really it extends further down. If you look, when you get into a finer tooth comb, you can see all these levels coming way down into here. So if it gets down here, it's probably going to scare people. Get way down in there. But a gap is going to be an area of where the price broke up or it broke down, and there was never a back test, and the price was never reoffered. Which, if you look over here and you see the retracement, you can see we have a gap that took place right here. So if you come over here and you look at this, you can see how price broke down with a gap right in here and no back test of this region. Come over here and you get it closed. So it's very common to see back tests of gaps. But thank you, Roger. XRP Lou again with no message. Thank you, XRP Lou. Matt Ins. Oh, I do it. I do it every time. Why do I take the shot at it? I don't know. All right, Matt. Thank you. Coffee mugs, man. We need coffee mugs. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't do coffee mugs. I need to do the coffee mugs. Bitcoin dominance. I'm guessing you want to see Bitcoin dominance? Here, this is what we were talking about earlier. Bitcoin dominance. Oh yeah. So hey, we were talking about the 702 earlier too, right? So that's one of the things we've been talking about with the Bitcoin dominance retracing itself back. You can see that the retracement took it back to the 702 Fibonacci retracement level. And my expectation is for Bitcoin dominance to roll over. We'll see how long it hangs out here in this level, but eventual breakdown from here, because you have your breakdown, retrace, breakdown. And then I'm waiting for a specific structure to play out, and then I'll determine the bottom for me. Jimmy James, shout out to XRP Lou. Yeah. And then XRP Lou coming in hot again. Thank you. And thank you, Jimmy James. Bobby D. Hey, a long time ago, you proposed that XRP could potentially just retrace the entire bear market to 702 from all-time high to the low. Still in play or no? Of course, anything's in play. So long as we haven't surpassed it, it could always be in play. So essentially the question that he's asking right here is what if this whole 702 is all we're going to do? Is that we're only going to retrace essentially back to a Fibonacci retracement level and then break all the way back down again. It is still in play. Nothing's out of play until we get beyond it. So for me, I look at all the structures of what's going on and how much time has elapsed compared to what we've seen in the past and with what's going on in the rest of the market, such as Bitcoin. And based on the things that I see, I don't believe that's going to be the case, but it's not out of play until we get through it. So until then, we have to wait and see. Always a possibility, but I'm I've been in this too long. I'm holding through that to see that through. So yeah, good question. Thank you, Bobby. Summit Comedy, super chatted. I know you're not a fan of flipping your bag, but if you were to see some points where there would be a big retracement, where do you see some points where there would be a big retracement? Well, my expectation is that the biggest resistance will come in the $2 level, and I'm expecting a pullback. So this is not trade advice. If you take this trade, that's on you. If you mess up your whole bag, that's all on you for doing something like that. This is my expectation of how this will play out. So we'll have to see. But my expectation would be a break up to the $2 area, and then we come back down and touch these levels again. So that's enough to scare the market absolutely tremendously. I hope that answered your question. That's not trade advice. That's just how I expect the market to play out. Thank you very much, though. Man, you guys are amazing. This is crazy. How long have I been going? 50 minutes. Okay, I got 9 minutes remaining, and then I got to go. So thank you, Summit Comedy. James, for the super chat. Thank you. I know you're not a tax specialist, but can you please give some of us who have not paid it yet examples of how in taxes percentage according to long hold? First of all, you need to contact an accountant who can help you with that or find a way to legally do your taxes depending on where you live. But in the United States, for long-term capital gains tax versus short-term capital gains tax, if you hold something longer than 1 year, it's considered long-term capital gains, which is taxed at a lower tax rate than short-term capital gains. So if you hold something for less than a year, I believe it's going to be taxed at whatever your income bracket is at that time. But you need to speak to an accountant for anything on tax advice. But in the United States, if you hold something longer than 1 year, you pay a lot less. Or as mentioned right there, Professor XP Roth IRA, and there are IRA options in which you either pay the taxes up front or you pay the taxes at the very end, and you can buy and sell and trade within your IRA. And those are non-taxable transactions, but you really need to speak to a professional for anything regarding your taxes and not me. But James, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a good question to ask. I think a lot of people need to hear that. James Sharp with the super chat. Thank you, James Sharp. Sorry, James and then James Sharp and then Matthew French, the super chat. Hey, BCB, wondering if we have two alt seasons and XRP hits $13, if you have a price you're expecting Bitcoin to be around when that occurs. Thank you. Yep. So I recently covered this in a video this week. I don't know. That might have been my most viewed video ever. I think it had 70,000 views. Is that insane or what? Crazy. Watch the video I put out. The thumbnail of it looks like it says XRP beyond 13, and it's $13 is in green and big. Watch that video. I worked on that for like 6 hours to put all that together. Um, so there's different prices. Hopefully Bitcoin's still low. Hopefully Bitcoin's between like 15 and 25 when XRP gets to 13. That would be amazing because that would be like the flash in your face that, yeah, there's most likely going to be two different alt seasons. However, if Bitcoin's up there near like, what, near like 70 grand, 70, 80 grand when XRP gets to 13, no, one alt season. But thank you, Matthew. OC Phone Geeks is super chatted. Is 50K a good amount of XRP to hold? It's up to you, man. It's up to you. Whatever you think's right for you. It's up to you. Depends on, I mean, if you're gonna sell it at $1, maybe. If you can sell it at $5, maybe. I don't know. It's whatever. If you can sell it at 10 cents, I don't know. I don't think 10 cents, but you know, 50 cents. You can sell it here. I don't know. But it's always weird when people ask me that. It's like, thank you. First of all, thank you for the super chat, OC Phone Geeks. But if you have 50,000, I mean, you've put what, $27,000 into this. How does somebody do that and not know? I don't understand. It's so much money to put in there and be like, hey, is that a good amount? I mean, that's like a lot of people's like annual income. But I hope it's good. I hope it's good for you. Thank you, OC Phone Geeks. Ah, Elias Yasin, bless up, brother. Thank you. Bless you. I appreciate the super chat. Micken Long. If XRP became regulated as a currency, do you think it would make the price explode even beyond your price predictions? My theory on all that kind of stuff is whenever my prices get hit, I expect there to be mass euphoria and it to be considered absolutely to get called what I get called at the bottoms, to get called a dingus, is what I expect to happen. I expect the news to be so bullish, the news to be so euphoric, and it to be so obvious that you absolutely should be buying. That's what I expect the news to be like, that you have to be buying XRP. You have to, you're just absolutely silly if you're not buying XRP right now. That's how I expect the news to be. That's how I expect the events to be when it comes time for me to sell. And that my sell time is going to be perceived as the worst sell time because of how bullish and euphoric everything is. Will it become regulated as a currency? We'll see if that's going to have any impact on the timing of any of it. But that's how I expect things to play. Is that to get to particular price targets, we're probably going to have that news happening at the same time. So do you think it will make the price explode even beyond your price predictions? I'm going to stick with what my stuff is. I get asked, so let me answer this. I get asked these kinds of questions all the time. I get told I'm silly all the time because, it's going to $1,000. It's going to $200. It's like, you're not, blockchain backer, you're not taking into account the fact that it's going to be pegged to gold and that it's all this stuff. I get lots of things like that all the time. And whatever the narrative ends up being, whatever the final play out of all this, the incredibly bullish thing that ends up happening, I still stick to exactly what I stick with, and which is my plan. So I'll stick to it and follow it no matter what. Because in the end, if I change or deviate at the last second, it's speculation based on news, and I just can't do that. But thank you, Mike and Long. James Sharp again, thank you. Do you think we will see an additional rotation after the Bitcoin altcoin rotation into smaller cap coins? Usually you see everything take off. Usually when a true alt season happens, I've done lots of those different charts. I do that in my course on bcbacker.com. I've done it in like 5 videos on here showing, and no matter what altcoin I've put up there, when we're overlaying it, like I did on that video I was just talking about that I did this week that's got like a ridiculous amount of views and it's got the big 13 on it, showing all those different altcoins, even those those old ones that most people haven't heard about, that everything takes off. So when in 2017, I remember it very clearly of how it was playing out. It was just rotation, 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 rotation. One thing would explode, next thing would explode, next thing would explode, and it was really a spectacle of euphoria of how it all played out. And do I expect something similar to that? If history continues to repeat itself, probably, probably. So yeah, like Dogecoin, yeah, probably. But thank you, James. Matthew French, what am I at on time? 58 minutes. All right, Matthew French with the super chat. Also, what kind of pullback do you see us happening if an alt season XRP is $13? What does the fib say the retrace might be before going on to 55? Thank you very much. I would expect a pullback to the previous all-time high. So that'd be like into the $3-4 area is what I would expect. That gives you about that 60 to 70% pullback and back tests the previous all-time high. That's what I would expect. But man, thank you guys. This has been a grind. I appreciate all the super chats there. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody tuning in. 16 days straight. I've never done that before. I'm gonna end that streak tomorrow and take a day off, 2 days off most likely, unless crazy price action happens and it won't let me. But yes, everybody hit the like button. Thank you very much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And I haven't done my outro yet, but let me thank you all for tuning in. This has been an incredible journey for the last couple of weeks. The channel has grown like crazy. I wanted to do a live stream right here before I take the weekend off because a lot of people have never even seen me take a day off at this point. See me just kind of grind. Typically, I do take a couple of days off here and there per week. I usually take off 1 to 2 days per week. But it's been a couple of weeks since I've had one, and I went through Thanksgiving like that. So having family in my house and doing videos at 4 o'clock in the morning with everybody in the house sleeping. But I'm going to take a couple days off. As for the XRP price, still I expected just to kind of hang out in this region. And the most likely thing to me is to see a closure of the gap down here, especially with how far down we're getting. We'll see, but the excitement level would take place once we got above 72. But man, the marathon is going to take a break. So thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you all for tuning in. I don't have it pulled up, but check out bcbacker.com if you want something to do over the next couple of days. We've got, 19 videos, 4.5 hours. You guys know the drill. Educational content, bcbacker.com. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys could, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Thank you all to all the mods for all of your help. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your support, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice. A lot of people were asking for investment advice. This is not investment advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. But if you ever need to pick me up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. I'm grateful for this channel. I'm grateful there's 3,000 people watching me. That's absolutely ludicrous and insane. Crazy, amazing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good one.